Got to be kidding me.
This is Lonely Shepard, a broken soldier who has ruthlessly murdered every single friend and crewmate they've ever had, even Garrus. Not just kill, make sure they die in the most horrible or heartbreaking ways possible. And let me tell you, there are some truly nightmarish ways to die in this game. We have suicides, genocides, patricides, and all the sides in between. We have deaths that seem like they were crafted to be the most ironic torture tailor-made for the victim. There are scenes that almost no one has seen because no one is this damn heartless. I guarantee you'll see something new, that, or you'll laugh again at the fact that Shepard has a magic penis. So what we're doing is playing through the whole trilogy with one goal. Make sure that everyone that can die, dies, but in the most horrible way possible.
I enjoy the sight of humans on their knees.
This means perfectly planning out the run beforehand so even those naturally unkillable are in a position to die when they need to. Ultimately, I want the game to feel as lonely as possible.
How arrogant can you be?
That Shepard, during the Citadel party, is as miserable as could be. We nailed it. We really nailed it. Maybe a little too well because I still haven't recovered emotionally. I'm hearing voices like Shepard in the pedophile forest chase scenes. You're about to see your friends get replaced, betrayed, abandoned, driven to insanity, and brought back from the dead. Yes, you can mess up so badly that Jenkins is brought back to life. So let's begin by powering through Mass Effect 1. We start by making our ruthless bastard, then run straight past the Normandy crew because every single one of them is gonna die anyway. Now, I know Jenkins looks dead, but our secret side mission is making sure we somehow resurrect him as his greatness needs to continue. There's a whole lot we need to do to make this happen, so bear with me. First, we head to the Citadel and recruit Garrus.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
At the very least, my vain attempt to save him reveals some dialogue that almost no one sees.
I don't need a Turian shooting me in the back when I least expect it.
All Turians are not the same. I'm not like Saren. I couldn't find the proof I needed in my investigation, but I knew what was really going on. Saren is a traitor to the Council and a disgrace to my people.
You can come along, but I'll be watching you.
This is going to be the beginning of her nightmares if Tali joins, and I really don't want her to do it. Please don't join.
I think this is more than you can handle.
She's already survived a run-in with the Geth, Shepard, and we need all the help we can get. Take her with you.
She joins. Shit. We then tell Hackett to shove it and head straight for Neveria.
I can't order you, but I'm asking you to reconsider.
Saving Liara for last as punishment for being so damn hard to kill. Naturally, we slaughter every poor sod at Pig 15 for getting indoctrinated so damn quick and go room to room to put them out of their misery. Savage, but still quicker than doing their little chores. Now we arrive at Boobnesia. She gets really tired from opening doors with her mind and dies. Then we melt the apparent last Arachni Queen with deadly acid. She is sure not to come back now. We hang up on the Council,
Whoops.
kill Father Kyle and his followers, then head to Pharaohs. We kill Ethan, then slaughter all of the colonists. We also don't want typical Asari meddling with our dead colony.
Typical Asari meddling. About time it bit you in the ass.
So we kill her and ensure we don't hear about this trash colony anymore in further games. We hang up on the Council again and head to Vermeer. Yes, you can do this before getting Liara because fuck her. Now, here's our first significant death, Urdnot Rex. What, you thought I'd betray him in Mass Effect 3? Well, we can by accepting the Solarian deal, but having his brother ruling the Krogan is so much worse for everybody that it's better to kill Rex now. You'll see how soon. In contrast, Rex's presence in 2 is uplifting and enjoyable, so we can't have that. Also, he never gets a taste of glory this way and his body gets dumped in a swamp.
Or should we dump his body in the swamps?
What an awful way to go. I did debate letting Ashley shoot him in the back, but this is Lonely Shepard, and Shepard needs to live with the guilt. But shit, I'm feeling more guilty than him and we're only getting started. I hope subjecting myself to this at least gets some decent views. Next, we don't take down the Geth flyers, so Captain Kirahi dies.
Captain Kirahi's down!
That will matter in Mass Effect 3 in a big way, if Thane is dead as well, which he will be. We then send more enemies to Ashley because it kills more of her Solarian friends and fuck, What was that? Okay, guys, get this. My metal poster of Shepard slid off the wall and knocked off Shepard's head. If this isn't a sign that the Mass Effect gods don't want me doing this, I don't know what is. So I proceed to execute Rana and blow up Kaidan. If I was playing as FemShep, I'd kill Ash. The only reason I keep her alive is so I can romance her and make the betrayal in 3 hit your soul a little deeper. At least Kaidan's death was quick. Nuclear fire sure as hell isn't as bad as what's to come. You're welcome, buddy. Man, the squad selection is looking empty. Bye, Council. Bye, Council.
Oh, looks like we lost the signal, Joker.
I guess it's finally time to pick up Liara. We're forced to after all. It's a shame you can't skip it unless you start your run at Mass Effect 2 or 3. While we're on the way, it's a good time for a break and for Garrus to remind us both of something.
Remember to stay hydrated.
Okay, now that we're all hydrated, let's visit the hallucinating 100-year-old big whiny baby. God, she's being extra annoying this run.
Decades of intense academic study and field research, and for what? I never thought it would end like this. You show up and tell me all the answers just fell into your lap. It isn't fair. All those years wasted.
There's a rogue Spectre out there looking to destroy the galaxy. So quit whining and help me stop him, or I'll drop your ass back in that volcano.
So we head back to the Citadel to unwind.
I had to kill people.
And if you think Shepard only assaults females, you'd be wrong. I think suicide is an easy way out for Saren, so we gladly murder him. And the Council, along with the wide-eyed commander of the Destiny Ascension who just assumed we'd help because they demanded nicely. Asari, huh? Of course, we end Mass Effect 1 by installing our favorite racist dictator, Udina, in as the first of the replacement council, though his plans of having an all-human one never seems to pan out, does it? Now comes Mass Effect 2, which will take some significant planning to ensure all the right people die at the right time to maximize suffering. So let's begin by sending Vitor to get tortured by Cerberus. We then visit Captain Anderson, who's now a beaten down husk of a man, confirming Udina was the right choice for Counselor. But the new Council won't see us and give back our Spectre status, so we'll have to make do being ruthless without a license to kill.
The original Council was made up of a bunch of blind, stubborn morons.
We finish up on the Citadel by making some friends.
Now buy something and get out.
Before heading to Omega, where we poison an innocent bartender to admiration by drunken patrons.
Bastard deserved what he got.
We then convince Swallosaurus here to kill his Arab wife, which accurately didn't take much. We then head to the Plague Zone. I was tempted to bring Thane with us here, since sending an alien with breathing issues into an area containing an airborne plague that affects breathing would have been deliciously cruel. But the order of things meant I needed to get the main missions done quickly to ensure all my crew die in the final mission. Plus, Mordin would just cure him right away. Look, you've joined me on the ride this far. Let's go all the way. We keep our popularity up by filming an immigrant dying, acquiring cash off his corpse, and breaking into an ATM. We pick up the Vanguard class because we don't have time to fuck around with cops. Call us ICE because we're back to kill more immigrants. What's that, Mordin? Sometimes society is better off when you execute dangerous people? Aren't you everyone's favorite companion? I actually wish they listened to you. So guys, that was an example how to piss off the American left and right at the same time. No one's gonna be happy with me now, but fuck it, I hate myself already, and maybe I'm just trying to get you to hate me as well as a form of sick punishment for what I'm about to do to all my space friends. Okay guys, it's not fun when you don't fight back. So we try to seduce Mordin with Shepard's sick abs, but he ends up making me feel guilty about Kirrahe. So my first romance choice is a bust. Onto the bigger bust. Choice number 2. Seducing Miranda has some pretty dire consequences in 3. You see, if you break it off no, I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to make her loyal first, bang all the daddy issues out of her, and make sure she survives the suicide mission. Back to Omega, we register for the local gang war and sign up a kid with a bright future. He thankfully avoids jail time while we pay out our local mechanic with a shocker so orgasmic he passes out on the floor. Call me, ladies. We then recruit Archangel aka Garrus by leaving him to fight an army alone while we play with some dogs. No, he won't die if you let the bar drop, it's just the game over screen. Otherwise I would do it because it would be the ultimate betrayal, giving him hope and then leaving him to die. So we're back to the ship in time to separate Donnelly from his cache. We drag out the fight with the Geth, so Suit Rupture Rhaegar dies. We then recruit Tali and head off to acquire Subject Zero as well. Turns out if you lie to her about the files, she'll acquire him herself without your permission. I forgive her because her death will be the most spine-chillingly horrible nightmare bullshit I've ever seen in a game. To see it, we need her to survive the suicide mission. This requires completing her loyalty mission and acquiring the heavy ship armor. The only ship upgrade we will purchase in this run. Without it, Jack will die. It requires talking to Jacob though, which you normally can avoid, and that's the massive trade-off. Also, keep in mind each mission completed pushes the main story along, and we have to perfectly plan it out as to reach our desired objective. Next, we make our way to Ilium where we screw over Parsini again by informing her target of her plans. We also ruin a sweet Krogan's chance at love, quite easily I might add, because the Asari was outsourcing her opinion, something a lot of y'all do these days. We gun down little Elnora the Merc for being a moron and acquire the deadly Justica Samara for our team, but don't worry, she won't be staying long. We then maybe shoot Conrad slightly, which gets him killed off screen like a little bitch.
A skycar accident has claimed the life of tourist Conrad Werner, who attempted to capture transient youth hitching a ride on the top of a bus.
We snap some necks and earn Miranda's loyalty and clear the way for our romance by convincing her to shoot her long-term simp. Where are all these dying aliens coming from, and why do they think I have Medigel to spare on their problems? We then push Mercs out windows, punch dock workers, and acquire Thane, who absolutely must die for my genocide plans to come to fruition. But first we practice on our fish. I'm a monster. Yes, for those scratching their heads, I purchase fish only to neglect and kill them. You can't say I'm not committed to this role. We acquire Grunt next. I feel leaving him in the tank is a lazy way out, so we threaten to vent the cargo bay and a few expendable crewmates if things go wrong.
And if anyone else is in the hold at the time?
Edie, how many other crew are on board the Normandy?
24 permanent crew, Shepard.
Just look at this psychopath smile. After buttering up Miranda with talks of murder, we flirt and ensure meeting her ass in the engine room later. Now, Samara's loyalty mission is one of the few we'll be doing, for reasons many of you have guessed already. It's so we can betray her and simultaneously watch her die by her daughter's hand and fail her life's mission. Getting Morinth on the team ensures we have someone that holds together the power needed for others to survive the suicide mission, but someone that can still ultimately die in 3. And spoiler, she dies by our hand. Next, we acquire the Reaper IFF by using Miranda as a lure to kill the husks protecting it. That's love, baby. We rush to this mission because the next step is doing enough missions to trigger the crew being captured by the collectors, and we need enough time to pass after that, so the maximum amount of crew will be killed by the time we get to them. So we earn Tali's loyalty by ensuring she gets exiled by the people she loves the most. What great pals we are, but we're about to become even greater pals. Both Tali and Mordin have truly horrible and tear-jerking ways they can die in Mass Effect 3, but they also have the lowest contribution stats in the suicide mission, meaning a higher chance of failure if they're holding the line. So naturally the biggest challenge is ensuring they survive and the tougher characters like Garrus and Grunt die while still making sure the other characters we want dead die as well. Yeah, it's complicated. To summarize, getting Mordin's loyalty matters. Oh, and this is Reeve, Rex's brother, who wants nothing more than to start a vendetta war on the entire galaxy. We made a good choice killing Rex. So let's kill his scout as well, let Mordin kill his student, and destroy what would be his life's work. Destroying the research ensures Eve dies in 3, so yet another reason to do this loyalty mission. Enough missions pass and Jeff saves the Normandy and unshackles Edie. We make it clear to everyone that the mission comes first over the crew. 4 missions to be precise. After that, we can head to the suicide mission and ensure the entire crew, excluding Dr. Chakwas, will be melted into goo. One of those missions is Jack's loyalty, manipulating her into becoming more of a psycho.
Do it. You're here to erase your past. He's part of that.
Shit. Is this right? Will killing him fix my head?
You're a killer, Jack. That's what you do.
Yeah.
A few missions here and there later, and we're ready to suicide it up. But first, we promise to bang the daddy issues right out of Miranda, and that we do. Now begins the greatest final mission in any game ever. This mission started with a bang, and here's another one. Without upgraded shields, the drive overloads and explodes for some reason, melting Kasumi in a very unceremonial fashion. It's exactly what she deserves, because I forgot to even mention I recruited her. Also, why was she in the engine room during a firefight to begin with when she's normally chilling at the bar? Also, she roasts the entire crew constantly, except Jacob, so this death is fitting. Not upgrading your ship's weapons gets Thane crushed. Look, I love Thane, but if he's gonna die, this death is one that doesn't do him justice, which is what we're going for. Normally he can die in combat, he can get a warrior's death, or he can let his disease take him while surrounded by his friends and son after saving a council member. Then there's this death, pathetically crushed without a chance to show off the skills he's earned after a lifetime of training. I'm a monster. But what isn't monstrous is sending Jacob into the vents. The idiot makes stupid calls throughout the entire game. He's intended to be a counterbalance to the good advice others give, so let the moron do it, I say. He volunteered after all. It means he takes a biotic warp to the face and screams like a little bitch. Oh, buddy, what happened to your barriers? I thought you could feel tingly on a whim. I hope his last moments were of regret. That'll learn you for cheating on our girl, Femshep. Speaking of our girls, one of them wants to lead Team 2. Naturally, Jack is against this.
Nobody wants to take orders from you.
So, as the agent of chaos, we let Jack lead.
Jack, you're in charge of the second team.
You've got to be kidding me.
I call the shots on this ship. He'll do as I say. Understood?
Understood, Commander.
Letting Jack lead gets Jacob killed. Sorry, I just wanted to show it again. Notice how no one else really cares, kind of except for Shepard, but he doesn't really either. Oh no, we took too much time and the whole crew melted except Dr. Chakwas. What a shame. So Miranda says,
in theory,
she can maintain a biotic barrier long enough to keep us safe from Seeker swarms, and since she's my lover, I better listen to her over the nearly 1,000-year-old Asari Justicar and the most powerful human biotic in the galaxy. Yeah, you got this, boo. The diversion team will be led by an unloyal Zaid, who I also forgot to mention we recruited, and even though he looks capable, he's not the best team leader. After all, his mercenary band betrayed him and shot him in the head. We have the option of sending someone to escort Dr. Chakwas back to the ship. Here's the conundrum. We can let her get killed by letting her take the trip back herself, or get one of our crew to escort her and that crew member gets killed if they're not the right one or not loyal. Look, I have a much more humiliating fate for her in mind, so let's send Grunt back to the ship with her. The literal worst choice when it comes to caring about some random human. Next, we have to choose who joins Shepard with Miranda's perfect barrier. We choose Morden first, who's loyal, and Garrus as the second. So why do we make all these choices? Well, Garrus is extremely hard to kill in the suicide mission, because he's a gifted leader and has a lot of natural ability to hold the line. Well, as the second choice on the team, Miranda's shitty barrier causes him to be carried off and killed by Seeker swarms without checking his hold the line power. This is a Birdman being killed by insects in a way that was entirely preventable. Garrus didn't die because of his lack of skill, he died because of Shepard's bad choices. I find that extremely ironic because he's your protege and looks up to you throughout the entire series, so much so that your words influence his disposition. I'm sorry, buddy. You don't even get much of a chance to care before Zaid, another tough son of a bitch, gets shot and killed because of his bad leadership qualities, and I guess yours as well. This is one death that actually suits the character in a positive way, and this is the best ode I can give to his voice actor Robin. Rest in peace. I could have executed Zaid through his loyalty mission, but the suicide mission would be one person short. If one character gets a nice death, it's at least the guy who was shot last time by his team, and this time is shot saving it. Oh.
Figured it might end something like this.
Shepard's wearing the shades to hide his tears because even before the first can roll down his cheek, we're told that Grunt has died, alone off screen. The badass, perfect Krogan warrior who embodies Witness Me from Mad Max, who's also still basically a child desperate for some meaning and connection, had to die protecting a useless human medic with no one around to see him. It wasn't an honorable, go Shepard, I'll hold them off moment like he could have had in Mass Effect 3 after earning respect from his clan. It wasn't even worth screen time. Poor grunt. Now we only have Miranda, Tali, Samara, Jack, Morden, and Legion. I need Legion to die, so I leave him to hold the line. Morden made it clear he'd rather do the job and go home, so he and Tali come with me to take out the Human Reaper. This way they survive and don't get crushed by rubble. Legion doesn't make it and dies, like Grunt, off screen. I could have handed him off to the elusive man for the cash bounty, but I needed him in this mission. I could have swapped him with Zaid, and Legion would have had this sad moment where he tries to establish a link to another Geth before he dies, but can't. To me, this is a bad death for him. In Mass Effect 3, we get a clone Legion, and in my head canon, this Legion actually established a link before he died and transferred over into a new body, so we get 2 Legion deaths for the price of 1, and that makes it okay. To finish off Mass Effect 2, we give the base over to the elusive man, and the 5 characters we wanted to survive make it over to Mass Effect 3, so they can die in much more horrible ways. So we start Mass Effect 3, and for some odd reason I haven't quite gained back the trust of Ashley Williams. I can't for the life of me figure out why.
What is Cerberus doing here?
What makes you think I know what they're up to? Ash.
Remember how we kept Dr. Chakwas alive? Well, she wants to rejoin the Normandy as it's where she feels she belongs. So we send her off to Admiral Hackett to work herself to death on the Crucible. We could get Dr. Clory to replace her on the Normandy, but our ship needs no doctor. You can't cure death anyway. So we punch El Gelato and keep the journalist hate going by denying Jessica Hobart from stinking up our ship. Okay, that was mean, but her name fits so perfectly, I just couldn't help it. Realistically, I'm doing her a favor because if she comes with us, she'll die too. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's now we notice an email from Morinth, saying she is running away like a little bitch, so we won't be seeing her until we need to personally kill her. We beat the crap out of James and deny him from bonding with us using a shitty nickname. Yes, he becomes cold if you don't want to be called Loco. It's a shame we can't kill him. Yet. It's only after do we notice this is the ship's sad replacement for Garrus. Buddy, I hope you actually know how to calibrate those guns. Now, you might have noticed I didn't do the Shadow Broker's Lair DLC, one of the greatest DLCs ever made. The reason is that ignoring it ends up costing Liara a ton of money and killing her friend.
It cost me. I had to hire dozens of mercenaries just to storm his lair.
You really wanted him dead, huh?
The broker captured a friend. I swore I'd get him back.
And?
I was too late to save him.
We're great mates after all, she doesn't need anyone else. Speaking of great mates, one of the greatest, Javik, can't be killed in a traditional way, so it's best the last Prothean simply never wakes up. The Avatar of Vengeance will have to just be comfortable never getting his vengeance or even getting a chance to fight back at all. What a sad way to go, which is why it's perfect. So we complete this whole mission without Garrus, and man is it lonely.
Where would Garrus have been in all this?
Pissed. Right in the thick of it.
Right in the thick of it. Too right you are. I'm barely keeping it together over here. How do you animals do runs like this without farming for views? Speaking of in the thick of it, Jack is currently in it with her new biotic students as they get attacked by Cerberus. Same with David Archer. Well, he would be, but we skipped the Overlord DLC, so no doubt he's dead after his continued torture. Anyway, not doing this mission will lead to something even more upsetting. Jack's ultimate horrendous fate. So naturally, that's why we got her through Mass Effect 2 alive and why you're ignoring this mission now. So we check in on Ash, who was the victim of domestic bot violence, and let her know that we're still interested in her romantically, which will make the betrayal all the more painful, even though she's jealous Miranda got to experience Shepard's magic penis as well.
Miranda Lawson? Ring a bell?
Don't worry though, Miranda soon dies because she's denied it. I wish this was a joke. It's not. Speaking of romances though, we nipped the Edie and Joker romance in the bud easily because yet again a female outsources how she should feel to the collective. Though this one is forgiven because she's still learning to be human, like Data in the Next Generation. I'm just trying to justify feeling like a monster though. Now it's time to, quote unquote, cure the genophage. We learn how much of a menace Reeve is and how he considers females his property.
The females belong to me. I use them as decoys to keep other clans from stealing the fertile ones.
This will not make for a good leader of a war-driven society, so naturally he is perfect for us. They'll be as violent as possible without female guidance.
To let the genophage go unpunished would show weakness.
So Captain Kirahi's replacement gets gunned down, but that's not why we had him die in Mass Effect 1. That's coming up later. First, we need to break up with Miranda, which is also very important later. We don't bother with any of Cortez's whiny bullshit because we want him to die as well.
Commander, you may want to check in on shuttle pilot Cortez down in the armory.
Nope. Mass Effect is the sole reason why every time I need to jump a crack in a bridge, I get PTSD. Bridges betray me no fewer than 5 times in the series in the exact same way. Eve's coughing is not a precursor to what's gonna happen to her at all. Okay, yeah, she dies without the data from Malin, which means no females helping control those dirty male urges, and it would no doubt lead to the Krogan using their increased birth rate to cover the galaxy in red. Naturally, this leads me to why I kept Morden alive. To shoot him in the back before he can fix the mistake he thought his life's work made. Just for context, Morden is one of my favorite companions in the series, and seeing it all go down like this breaks my heart a little each time, so I'm forcing you all to see it as well.
Why, Shepard? That desperate for Salarian aid? Or that afraid of Krogan?
Every time we've talked about this before, you've defended the genophage. Hell, you destroyed Malin's data. How can you change your mind now?
I made a mistake! I made a mistake. Focused on big picture. Big picture made of little picture. Too many variables. Can't stop now. Gone too far. Eve dead. Krogan deserve a cure.
Warning, temperature malfunction detected. Morden. Walk away.
Can't do that, Shepard.
I don't have a choice here. Walk away, or I will fire.
Not your decision. Not your work. Not your cure. Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong. No time to argue. Cure dispersal imminent. Must counteract sabotage. Stop me if you must. No. No. Not ready.
The genophage isn't cured, and we ensure the genocide of the Krogan race continues very slowly. Fuck me, we're hearing so many dead companions. This annoying little romp through Diddy's dreams has turned quite emotional now. Alright, we finally arrive at Cerberus's invasion of the Citadel, and the reason why we kill Kirahi and Thane. With them both dead, there's no one to save the Salarian Counselor, and Kai fucking Leng puts a hole through him. Why does this matter? Well, for starters, it's another notch on the body count, but second, it actually leads to Udina framing Shepard for the Counselor's murder, which normally only happens if you do a clean playthrough of Mass Effect 3 without importing a file. But best of all, our love, Ashley, whom we prevented from becoming dust on Vermeer, whom we banged with our magic penis that keeps women safe in wait, we're not up to that part yet, but yeah, we shoot Ashley, the ultimate betrayal. Even more so because she still has love for you as she dies, whereas if you didn't bang her, her final moments would be cursing you. So yeah, stage 1 of magic penis complete.
Whoever was at Grissom Academy is dead now.
Whoops, I guess everyone at Grissom is dead. Certainly won't come up later. This mission feels weird without Samara. Okay, what the hell? Is this bitch possessed? Can't risk it with demons. Let's end Samara's bloodline. Whoops, I forgot about the bomb on Tuchanka. Reeve is pissed. No going back now. Let's piss him off some more and get Arlak Company to sacrifice themselves to save a fake manufactured Rachni Queen who only sorta promises her drones will listen to her.
I'll create new children. Maybe they could listen.
They don't. Many die on the Crucible. See, now we're committing 6 degrees of murder. I think Balak wanted to die here. He let Shepard get off a pimp slap that even Epstein's children could have dodged. Do we save the Cerberus scientists? Nah, one of them would have boned Jacob, so naturally they all got to pay. We then pick up Tali, who's depressed from being exiled by her people, and we immediately introduce her to the unshackled AI with a shiny new body.
I've got a shiny new body.
We then punch her admiral and leave another to die alone. We also meet Legion, well, as we're reminded multiple times.
And then we died.
This is not Legion, it's a clone or a copy or something, I don't know, but it's eerie and unsettling. So we have to make sure it dies. Don't worry, the plan was already in motion. You see, by supporting the Geth, a few things happen. First, Legion number 2 sacrifices itself to upload the Reaper code to all Geth, himself barely getting enough time to gain sentience. A fitting end as it does not recognize itself as an individual like the original Legion would at this stage. Second, the Quarians don't back down and are completely and utterly massacred. You are now directly responsible for the genocide of an entire race. Let that sink in. And no, the Batarians don't count. This is why we made Tali loyal, got her exiled, and kept her alive in Mass Effect 2. You see, witnessing her whole race being eradicated leads her to, well, take her own life by throwing herself off a cliff in the most heartbreaking moment in the trilogy. Honestly, I need a break after this. I really don't think I'm redeemable at this point. We wiped out a whole race and killed our friend to save a bunch of machines, but look, the plan has come together perfectly if that's any consolation. Now, Liara has the nerve to bitch and moan about a few dead Asari.
Next time we go to war, maybe the Alliance can spring for air support.
Bitch, we've already sacrificed everyone on this run. God damn, Steve's been crying for like 14 days straight. Suck it up, cowboy. Even Miranda had the decency to walk the fuck away. Speaking of, it's her turn. So if Miranda survives the suicide mission and you speak to her on the Citadel twice, she will survive the encounter with Kai Lang. However, if you break up with her, aka stop giving her access to Shep's magic penis, she dies regardless. Yes, this is a fact. She actually dies if she doesn't have the hope of sharing an engine room with Shep again, but is fine if you never romanced her in the first place. How tragic is that shit? You break her heart and she dies because of it. She basically let Kai Lang's blade penetrate her because you stopped. You absolute savage. So it's time to start the Citadel DLC, which is a phenomenal send-off for Shepard and his crew, except almost none are left. What would be Rex and the whole team coming to help Shepard out ends up just being James and Liara. It makes the opening feel strangely empty, especially seeing James being forced to shoot a rocket out of an N7 Tycoon rifle for some reason instead of seeing Rex jumping out and crashing down on the shuttle. Joker then says he's found some folks, which is plural, that actually like being shot at, and it's only Edie walking through the door. So now we have to plan a heist with only James, Edie, and Liara, whereas you would choose from almost the whole crew if they were alive. Sorry, you actually can't choose Edie because it would be weird bringing a synthetic robot with you as your date. So let's choose James because I'm sure he never gets picked. And I can see why, because it gives him the wrong idea.
But I shouldn't read anything into being your date, right? Because Jimmy Vega's all about the ladies.
Fuck me for being nice, huh? Shame you can't kill this meathead. Not easily, at least. Now begins what many find to be a fun romp through the Citadel with friends, only now it's a lonely and pathetic drag through some hallways with acquaintances. You have to choose who gets to take point with you, and normally it's a hard choice and the remaining crew get disappointed. Now it's a choice between 3. The unchosen crew split up into 2 teams, Team Mako and Team Hammerhead. There's normally fun banter back and forth as each squad mate over the series brings up inside jokes and playfully taunts each other. Now it's just Team whoever was remaining, in this case Liara, and the bitch, and Team Cortez and Jenkins. Wait, Jenkins? What the hell? Look closely, the game needs Cortez to have one other person at least, so it revives Jenkins from the dead for this mission. Ultimately, that's what this playthrough was about, finding a way to resurrect the most slept on and secretly powerful squad mate in the entire trilogy. The ultimate hack because with him on our crew, we can easily blast through the Reapers and save the galaxy. But no, seriously, it's extremely funny that you get some random Alliance soldier to fill in for your dead squad mates. Next, we have a scene where it cuts to all your friends laying down the pain and blasting the enemies away, and it's just the C team here with empty spots where the others should be. I will give this run one prop. Leaving someone behind because you only have room for 2 of your crewmates here is much more impactful, since you're leaving someone completely alone, whereas normally there's a group of them pouting because they're never chosen. Yeah, I don't count Cortez. We're really milking these 3 squad mates for all they're worth, and all this pressure makes ED snap.
Oh, shit.
I'm okay.
Really?
The mummy return scene is meant to be this heart-filled moment where the reason you're a better Shepard is because you have loyal crew at your back. But now it just feels kinda empty and weird. But I guess we do get to kill ourselves. No explosions or anything. Empty. Meaningless.
No explosions or anything. Just us.
Works for me.
I miss Rex. Especially since now the party has a guest list of only 6 people. 6 people you can't avoid inviting. This run has made something abundantly clear about the Citadel's DLC party. In every scene, no matter the tone of the party, there must be at least 2 from this group of 6 in every conversation. So for example, what was a fun conversation about biotics is just Liara and James arguing. Whereas before, the expendable crewmates would be sprinkled into that conversation, adding extra flavor. So naturally, without the seasoning, the party seems dead and empty, especially because of the sheer size of Anderson's apartment. It's always just 2 people sitting by themselves somewhere instead of chatting with a full group of 6 together. With more crew alive, the place and party feels more appropriate and more filled out. Then the morning after has Shepard waking up alone to an almost empty house with no aftermath to observe. James is cooking eggs still and normally calls out a bunch of names. Now he just highlights all you've lost.
Where is that guy? Anyone else? Eggs?
Curse his eggs. We cut to what I consider to be the final scene of the game, the end of the Citadel DLC, where your romantic partner comforts you. Since we killed them all, it's Joker instead, and of course, there's almost no one else with him. The best doesn't feel as heartwarming to me.
The best.
It's actually more upsetting than anything. Alright, let's finish this run already so I can weep like a Cortez. First is another jaunt through Epstein's Island, and hearing even more voices from those we let down is, well, actually impactful. Playing as a dick seems to be the only way I respect these scenes. So every time I play Mass Effect, I learn something new. Being a Vanguard means you can capture mechs before engineers get into them. I knew that, but what I didn't know is that Cerberus can throw you out of your captured mech, GTA style, which is pretty cool. Now, a few smart ones out there might be wondering what happened to Jack. I mean, she clearly wasn't at the party and we haven't seen her die yet. Well, her fate is ultimately one of the worst in the series. Subject Zero was tortured and experimented on as a child by Cerberus. By letting Cerberus capture her and her students in Mass Effect 3, you subject her to a living nightmare. She finally opened up and accepted kids into her life in order to protect and nurture them like she never was, but because you abandon her, she has to watch them all get tortured and killed by Cerberus.
Really should have run when we took Grissom Academy, Subject Zero.
My name is Jack!
We're learning a great deal from those students you were training. Some of them may even survive.
I'm gonna tear you apart!
That's funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
She's then ripped apart by scientists, tortured and experimented on, and ultimately turned into an indoctrinated phantom for Cerberus, unwillingly working for the very organization she hates, ultimately being put down by the very person who abandoned her to her fate.
It wasn't her. Not anymore. It's one more thing that Cerberus will answer for.
Whereas Tali's fate was heartbreaking, Jack's is nothing short of hell. A nightmare specifically created for Jack. I wouldn't wish this death on my worst enemy. I'm sorry guys, I really am.
Damn it, I'm hit! Cortez!
Okay, this death made me feel a little better. If you don't wipe the tears out of little girl Cortez's eyes, his upset tummy makes him crash and die. Oh, poor thing. So before heading out to face the Reaper, you enter this room to call up your crew and friends for final goodbyes. This Shepard has no friends or crew. There is literally no one to call, and it simply cuts away. Now, Morinth. We could have had Samara die in the suicide mission, or her kill herself to save her daughter, but here we see that Morinth was captured, tortured, and turned into a Reaper minion. A much more disgusting end to Samara's line. With Morinth dead, that's every one of our potential crew that can die now past. This is across the entire series. I said it before and I'll say it again, I'm a monster. A few of you might be asking, how about the unkillable, like James? Well, before entering the beam into the Citadel, a patch released by BioWare shows that for some reason you can get your current crew picked up by the Normandy. There's so much wrong with this, but it also lets us, the people who barely got any war assets before the final mission, kill everyone left on the Normandy by activating the Crucible. And that's it. Everyone dies. A horrible, horrible end to a disgusting playthrough. If you made it this far, please make this pain worth it. Share it around, comment, like, or even just send some positive energy my way. I don't think I'll ever do this again, and I fully encourage you not to do it as well. If you haven't already, watch the much more hilarious neutral Shepard video below where I choose all the crappy neutral options almost none of you choose, or check out my Shepard Play series which makes light of the characters and has them bantering over games. It's surprisingly popular. So until next time, ciao friends.